Today's recipe is a very simple one. It's a simple blueberry cake. And I wanted to do this recipe because I have a lot of blueberries left in the freezer from the summer and I need some freezer space. All of the directions and the quantities, ingredients, etc. are in the description box below. So what I've done here is I've melted the butter and I've added the sugar to this. And now we're just going to mix this all together until it's nice and sort of mixed and fluffy. It's a really simple recipe. I don't measure things out generally, but so as you can see here, it actually needs a bit more sugar. But yeah, you do have the directions underneath when you're ready for them. It's a really quick cake to produce, so it's good for afternoons such as tea parties and things. The next thing that we're going to do is separate 2 eggs. So we want the yolks to go into the butter and sugar mixture, and then we want to keep the whites separate for now, but we are going to use them. I suggest using a larger bowl than what I've used here. I'm not quite sure what I was attempting to do, but never mind, I'm not a professional chef or cook in any way, so please don't judge. Made a complete mess of it. We also add a little bit of salt at this stage to the bowl, you see, after we've cleaned up the mess we've just made. And yes, I am indeed cooking in my pyjamas again. I pretty much spend most of my time in my pyjamas, as I'm sure you'll all see. So we mix that all in and make it nice and fluffy. You can also add a bit of vanilla extract. I generally don't, but you can do. Now we're going to add the baking powder, and the flour. To our mixture. To fold all of this in nicely, get out the majority of lumps. Now in a separate bowl, we're going to beat our egg whites until stiff. It's quite a noisy process this, so I have turned the volume down. And we're going to sort of add sugar a little bit at a time to this mixture. And that'll really help it to sort of whip up into peaks. It's much easier if you have an electric whisker for this. So in goes the sugar, and then we beat again. Some more sugar. And beat again. The next step of our recipe is to get a plate and add some flour to the plate. A tablespoon's enough. Gone over the top a little bit here. And then we're going to take our blueberries, either fresh or frozen. It's not going to make much of a difference. Mine are frozen, so they're making quite a loud noise. Depends how many blueberries you want, how fruity you like your cake. That mine very fruity. So I'm just going to get all of the berries coated in the flour. We're going to add them to our cake batter mix. After that's all nicely mixed together, we're going to put it into our cake mould. Now you can use any shape mould you like. I personally prefer the loaf moulds. Quite a crumbly mixture, as you can see. It's not very liquid and creamy, but the cake is definitely a very moist and soft cake. So it's in there, we flatten it down, just to sort of give it a nice even surface to bake. I'm just going to add a little bit of sugar on the top, and this is going to make the top sort of crackle and basically crack and have a nice sort of sweet crispy top, which comes out really nicely. We then bake in the oven for 50 minutes on 350 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 175 degrees Celsius. And once that's ready, you can see the top's all crackled from the sugar. And these silicone molds are great because you can get everything else a lot easier. As I say that, I'm clearly having a couple of issues here, but the cakes don't break, which is a good thing. And you can see each of the little berries has exploded, and you can see there just how moist the cake still is. There it is, the blueberry cake. Cut it open, just show you the inside of it. It's really nice with a cup of tea. So you can see I have put quite a few blueberries inside this one, which I like. Now excuse my terrible camera work here, but I just wanted to show you what it looked like on the plate. Bon appetit!